getting a lot of questions all the time. They're coming from all angles. Was in the group chat the other day and saw someone bring up that their driver got a citation for going over the speed limit. Who determines this speed limit? Like, what does FedEx do to help kind of enforce this? What do they do?
So all FedEx trucks, or I should say contractor-owned trucks, are supposed to be governed at 65 miles an hour when they are brought into the FedEx system. FedEx has a way of tracking, not only tracking those speeds, but obviously police officers do, and drivers can get caught going over that speed limit. When that happens, one of the steps that FedEx will take to kind of mitigate that risk is ensure that that tractor is in fact governed at 65 miles an hour. So they will request a diagnostic specifically for that tractor and recent after the citation was done, and will require for that to be handed into FedEx along with usually a letter of assurance stating that the driver was coached, any repercussions that was done. That way it can be avoided in the future, because as we all know, we are operating under FedEx Ground's DOT number, and that is ultimately affecting their FMCSA score.
Can I ask, how strict is the 65 limit?
Oh, it's strict. FedEx Ground will absolutely issue points for that.
Does FedEx ever request those reports if there is no citation, just as an audit?
As best practice, I would say it's a good thing to hand that in with a tractor file showing that the tractor is governed at 65. But no, there's never been any requested documentation other than if a driver was cited.
If one of my trucks got a citation, went over 65, does that at all impact the rest of my fleet?
So if the driver was going over 70 miles an hour and got a citation, you would have to provide documentation for every single tractor in your fleet.
All right, so you find that it's not 65, but one of the trucks. What does FedEx do then? Do you get a slap on the wrist? What are the repercussions?
You still get the points that are attached with the citation, but second to that, they just want to make sure that the tractor is in fact governed.
Got it. So it hits your SRS score eventually, which could potentially impact your future growth opportunities, or really just potentially put you at risk.
And I mean, not only a risk, for a citation, but, when drivers are going that speed, it could potentially be unsafe. It could be unsafe for that driver. It could be unsafe depending on the conditions. I mean, we've got winter right here around the corner. We could play devil's advocate and say, there are some highways out there that are 70, 75 miles an hour, and it's not technically safe for, our trucks to be going under the speed limit per se. Plenty of studies have been done that advocate for the 65 mile an hour limit.
Yeah, it makes sense. When you're managing a 50,000 pound vehicle with a load, it can be very dangerous on the road.